LoreWarrior Online. Marauder II. Overview. In 3010, Wolf's Dragoons contracted with Blackwell Industries on New Valencia to produce a fearsome 100-ton version of the famed Marauder battle mech. A little over 2 years later, the first Marauder II walked into the ranks of the Dragoons' Zeta Battalion, and for most of the next 20 years, the Marauder II was an exclusive Dragoon mech. After the Fourth Succession War, Jamie Wolf authorised Blackwell to increase production and allow outside buyer access, and the design spread across the inner sphere, although in very limited numbers. It wouldn't be until the 3060s that General Motors would license the design and begin more general production. Capabilities. The design phase of this mech was very short. Dragoon officers and Blackwell engineers were working from existing plans after all, and strengthening the basic Marauder chassis turned out to be simpler than expected. The basic weapons mix was not altered. 2 Hellstar PPCs are enough to threaten even an Atlas, but a large laser replaced the Whirlwind autocannon. 13 extra heat sinks were mounted to allow the Marauder to a more ferocious rate of fire, and to offset the heat of the trio of Chilton 600 jump jets. Additionally, the amount of armour was increased to match or better than that of any other battle mech on the field. Deployment. It wasn't until after the Fourth Succession War that the Marauder II was offered for sale to other units except Wolf's Dragoons. During that time, it was most numerous in the ranks of Zeta Battalion and Alpha Regiment, where it found enthusiastic use among assault companies and unit commanders. Enemies of the Dragoons soon learned to fear the advance of a Marauder II, as seeing one often meant others were nearby. Once Blackwell began offering the mech to approved buyers, it began to spread. The largest buyer was the mercenary unit Miller's Marauders, which began replacing its standard Marauders with Marauder IIs, forming an elite and powerful assault battalion. Other units bought the mech in small quantities, but each buyer had to be approved by Wolf's Dragoons before the sale was allowed. Variants. The MAD-5A uses a General Motors 300 extra light engine to conserve weight for heavier weapons. 2 Magna Firestar extended range particle projection cannons replace the older Hellstar models, and a Midron XL LB-10X autocannon replaces the heavy laser in the right torso. Interestingly, the right torso section comes with a case configuration, even though no ammunition is stored there. This has led many to speculate that some projectile weapon field kit variant is contemplated. Notable mech warriors. Captain Lucas Kenner. Lucas Kenner rose to command of Kenner's company of Able Battalion, Alpha Regiment of Wolf's Dragoons shortly before the Dragoons' attack on Hesperus II in 3019. Captain Kenner led his company, the lead company of the Dragoons, during the attack, and acquitted himself honourably, using his Marauder II to force his way through Steiner defences. His company was responsible for most of Alpha Regiment's advances during the campaign, quieting many critics who'd advised that he was too young and inexperienced for such a position. Like so many other Dragoons, Captain Kenner died in the crucible of misery against the Ryuken.